Welcome to the Legalpreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Sager, founder and CEO of Legalpreneur Inc. As a serial entrepreneur and someone that works exclusively with small business owners legally protecting their business, I'm dedicated to covering common legal issues faced by business owners, providing you with the business knowledge you need to catapult your business's growth and showing you just how some of the world's most elite entrepreneurs have handled these legal and business issues themselves. In true attorney fashion, the information in this episode is not legal advice. This is for informational purposes only, and you should always consult with your attorney before implementing any of the information in the show. Happy Monday, my beautiful people. I am so excited about today's episode because we are covering the FAQ about LLCs. That's a lot of letters in there. But it's the frequently asked questions about limited liability companies. I recently had a video on TikTok go mini viral, not like millions of views, but for a very niche account like mine, it did really well. And I had a ton of questions about LLCs. So that's why I'm going to be covering all the stuff about LLCs. Now, before we get into it, you guys, Selena Sue's 3-day publicity challenge is happening. It is happening this week. So get signed up ASAP because you do not want to miss this publicity challenge. Grow your business like no other. Publicity can do wonders for your business, and you can grow quicker than you can ever imagine just by getting a few media opportunities. So go get in this challenge. I challenge you. I encourage all of you to take advantage of this because it's completely free. She does have an upgrade option, but I never did that. I mean, you may not even need the upgrade option to get all the value out of it. I don't think you do. You could just get what you need from the free version, but at least do the challenge completely free. And challenge yourself, like truly challenge yourself. Like, hey, let me put in this work and get some media opportunities. Get over that imposter syndrome because I know we all have it, but we need to get over it because nothing ever happens when you stay safe and when you stay in your bubble. Like, get to that scary side and do the scary shit because that's when the magic happens. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. Now let's get into it. So LLCs, we're going to be covering really the who, what, when, where, and why. Like that's basically what it came down to. I was like, okay, what questions am I really going to be answering? What questions do they really have? And essentially it's who, what, when, where, why. So who needs an LLC? Any business owner. You guys, it doesn't matter if you're a hobbyist. Anytime I talk about anything regarding LLCs for small businesses on TikTok, I always get the same questions. What about for a hobby business on Etsy? What about for a taco truck? What about for this small business, a hobby, it's a snow cone stand? Always the same questions, and I always have the same answer. Yes, you always need an LLC. If you are selling something to make money, it doesn't matter if it's a hobby business, you still need an LLC because no matter if it's a hobby or you're treating it like a real business, you still have a higher risk of liability because you're now selling things to other people. So who? Any small business owner. Any small business owner. Even if you don't think you're a business owner, but you're selling things, that means you're a business owner and you need an LLC. Now, what exactly is the LLC? It protects you personally from the debts of your company. That's it. If you get sued for something you do in your business, you don't want that to fall on you personally. You don't want them to be able to come after your house or your car, anything you own personally. So that's why you get the LLC because it separates your liability. If you do something in your business that causes you to get sued, they can only sue the business when you have an LLC. Now, when do you need to file? I think you need to file as soon as possible. I mean, even if you are planning to launch your business, you need to file because even if you haven't started selling things, you're still preparing to launch your business and you're doing things, you're entering into contract, you're building buzz around your business, especially for posting on social media. You paid somebody to build your website. All of these things are things that can end up in a lawsuit. And of course, that's the worst case scenario, but you always want to make sure your risk level is as low as possible. And remember, as an individual, your risk level is way down here. And if like way down here, I know if you're listening, you can't see me, but the moment you start selling things, your risk level goes way up here the moment you start selling something. And the whole goal with this legal protection stuff is to lower your risk level. So all these things that I talk about, when regarding implementing the legal stuff, it's to lower your level of risk. And obviously, the LLC, it lowers your risk level big time. It's one of the biggest things you can do to lower your level of risk. Now, so you as a business owner, you need a file. You need to file ASAP, and you know how it protects you. It protects you personally. Now, how do you do it? Where do you go? What do you do? So there's 3 levels that I like to talk about. The cheapest level, most cost-effective, is to DIY, do it yourself. And all you have to do is go to your Secretary of State's office. You can just Google Texas Secretary of State LLC filing and file it yourself. Now, you don't have to pay any third-party fees. You do have to pay the state filing fee, but that's it. And as long as you can figure it all out, then you're good to go. You need a file. Once you get that approved, get your EIN number, and then get your business bank account, get your operating agreement. Like, there's little things you have to do to make sure you're fully compliant, but you can DIY and not have to pay anybody else to make sure it's done for you. Now, the next option, level 2, is paying a third party. This is like LegalZoom, Legal Shield, Zen Business, Rocket Lawyer, and don't forget Legalpreneur. So if you go to thelegalpreneur.com, we can do this for you. We get it all done. We also have registered agent services. I know a lot of people are worried, like, I don't want to be the registered agent. I don't want my info out there. Totally understandable. We take care of that registered agent stuff for you. So you can go to legalpreneur.com. The link's in the show notes. And we take care of it for you. You have to pay our fee plus the filing fee, but our fee is a lot cheaper than the next level, which is working with an attorney. And this is what I offered through the law firm. And still my law firm prices were cheaper than some attorneys. But if you're a single member LLC, so it's just you, no other partners, it really, like, most likely it shouldn't cost you more than $1,000. Because it's a single member, it's a lot simpler than if you have more than one owner. If you have more than one owner, you definitely need to work with an attorney, and it's going to cost you, I know it's going to cost more than $1,000, but these are things that need to get taken care of in order to properly legally protect your business. So where you can DIY, go to a third party such as thelegalpreneur.com, or work directly with an attorney. Now, again, why? Because you want to protect yourself personally. Like, that's what it comes down to, is protecting you personally. And if you're thinking, oh, well, I don't have any personal assets that they could come after anyway. Well, you guys, the whole goal is to have assets. And we're building this business to hopefully be making a lot of money one day, to have that freedom. Well, even if you do something today that causes you to get sued, and today you don't have any assets, well, let's say a year from now, you're making all this money, you have assets, and they decided to sue you in a year. Guess what? Even if you're an LLC at the time that lawsuit happens, because you were not an LLC the time the act happened, they can still come after your personal assets. It does not matter that you now have an LLC. What matters is what you were the time the act happened. So that's why you need to be an LLC as soon as possible, because you never know what is going to happen. Protect yourself. Like, just stop putting it off. Just do it. Now, one question I always get is, if I'm a sole proprietor and I switch to an LLC, do I need a new EIN number? Yes. Yes, you do. So if you already have an EIN because you were a sole proprietor, you do need to get a new EIN once your LLC is approved by the state. You just go to the IRS website and get that done yourself. If you work with the Legalpreneur to get your LLC, we take care of all that for you. And then, of course, you do need a registered agent. Again, if you don't want to be your own registered agent, we can take care of that for you as well with the Legalpreneur. Okay, I know I just answered a lot of questions about LLCs. Let me know on social media or TikTok, whatever, if you have more questions. And don't forget to rate, review. Let us know if you're loving the podcast. Please let me know what other topics you want to hear. All right, you guys, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Here at Legalpreneur, we're committed to providing a supportive legal community for all business owners. I know how scary the legal stuff can be. If you found this information helpful, I would be so grateful if you could share it with a fellow business owner. And quite frankly, it doesn't cost anything to rate, review, or subscribe to the show. Your support helps me reach more listeners, which allows me to support more business owners in their entrepreneurial journey. Have any questions or comments about the show? Feel free to drop me a line on Instagram. I promise I read all of the messages and comments. And if you want to be a guest on the show or know someone that would make a great guest, simply fill out our application form and a team member will reach out if we think it's a good fit. I'll see you in the next episode.